my baby.
We're going at it at 110%.
I just want 5 minutes of happiness, please. Just give me 5 minutes.
And they scored! They did it!
Left,
What the hell was that? Oh, yeah!
What the fuck are you talking about?
What is up, ladies and gentlemen? We are back for another episode of the Weekly Roundup. I'm your host, Steve Rochelle, being joined by my favorite bearded maniac over here, Mr. Zach Burr. Mr. Zach Burr.
I'm your favorite? How many bearded maniacs do you know?
Oh no, it can't be that many. It can't be that many.
I feel I might be the only one, so by default, I have to be your favorite.
Possibly. We got a fun one this afternoon. We're gonna be talking to Britan Heart. She's gonna be the headliner for the Knucklemania January 5th down there in Florida. Zach, you better be there. I'm telling you. You gotta be
if
there.
It's down here in Florida, I might have to figure out a way to get it. What's the date again?
I think it's February 5th, I believe, the day before the Super Bowl, the night before the Super Bowl, rather. Obviously,
I don't think that's going to happen, unfortunately.
Obviously, we got some Sixers stuff to talk about. COVID has hit our 76ers. They are playing right now. That is a topic to be discussed. Obviously, with the NFL is going on right now. We got some Saturday afternoon playoff football going on right now. The Buffalo Bills and the Indianapolis Colts
Indy's
got
a chance to win it, Steven. How many people had Indianapolis for the upset outright on Wild Card Weekend?
Rob's coming at you already.
Hey, Rob, you got to do what you got to do, man. You got to do what you got to do. All right? We went from looking like we were a 17-year-old to a 17th century painter. So, I'd rather look like the 17th century painter. Call me Van Gogh.
But obviously, this show is brought to you by Dr. Paul Vidal. He's our doc. Make him your dog. Find him on the web. That's specialized physical therapy there in Cherry Hill and Princeton locations. Find them there. Specialized physical therapy.com. And our poll question is going to be, do you feel that Britan Heart is going to spoil the Paige Van Zant debut that she's been daunted to take on? So and that poll question is brought to you by Ambuck Services. That's AMBUCK Services. Call Michael Ambrose. Tell him A2D70 everything, anything you need around your house, gutter guards, anything else. Make sure you hit him up there in South Jersey. Give him a call. That's Michael Ambrose. And Will, what do you think? We're gonna be joined by her in a few minutes. What do you think? You think she's gonna bring down the princess's debut here? A lot of people kind of feel upset about how she was brought upon there, and a lot of people called her out, and Britain is getting the call there. What do you think? What's your feelings on that?
My feelings on it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, considering she's going to be on the show, whoever she's going to fight in this upcoming fight, I think she's going to win. Why would I predict her to lose? Then maybe I'm in a position to get my ass kicked. I don't think we're gonna do that.
Oh, Tommy's just hopped in the back. Uh oh.
Tommy just hopped in the back.
I
mean,
let's see what
type of shit he's got to talk about my appearance today. Tommy,
what are you
am I
doing,
cleaned up enough for you?
Oh no, I guess he just wants to pop in. All right. But I mean, obviously, we got the. What are you thinking here? Obviously, with the we'll get back onto the onto BKB here in a second. We got the Colts driving here. Get down last 2 minutes. What do you think is going to happen here, brother?
I mean, I'm telling you what, I didn't think Indy, if you would have told me Indy was going to have the ball with 2 minutes to play and a chance to go win the game, I would have told you I think you're smoking something funny. But, hey, I mean, it's good game, good football game, good for Indy. They've played well. They were trailing by 14 to start the fourth quarter. They've fought their way back. It's two well-coached football teams, obviously. And
what's that, Thomas? Yeah, hopping in the back, hiding from us, and then you run away, wanting to see what you were doing.
I'll tell you what. I kind of want to see Indy make it happen here. I do want to see Phillip Rivers. Josh Allen. I'm with you. I think he's had a phenomenal year, and I would have had no problem with him winning the MVP award. But it's kind of like it's kind of like when you put little brother in his place a little bit. Like you just got to Phillip Rivers, the old trusty veteran, going to sneak into the picture here and be like, "Hey, young Kiwasabi, like it's not your time quite yet." I'd like to, I didn't see this one coming, but I'd like to see it happen. I'd like to see the upset, Indy over Buffalo, wild card weekend. Buffalo was a sexy Super Bowl pick, like this week. Like, everybody was a fan of the way they
A lot of people are liking them as kind of like an underdog upset there.
Yeah, a lot of people.
That isn't quite an underdog just because how well they played this year, but
this team that's playing Indy here, I don't think this team's going to beat Kansas City. I'm just saying. But I think, this is where I'm kind of like, this is crazy to me because I thought in the AFC, initially I thought Pittsburgh, but over the final few weeks of the regular season, I came to the conclusion for me that Buffalo had the best chance to beat Kansas City out of anybody in the AFC. I mean, I don't know if anybody can beat, Kansas City in the AFC right now with what I'm watching. They just might be that much better than everybody else. But
yeah. Well, I mean, we're going to see. And, obviously, we have another NFL game coming up here in the next, what, 20, 30 minutes?
Yeah.
I still think that's the better matchup. It's the divisional matchup. I think
sure. They know each other really well, right? Divisional games are always close, right? During the regular season, they're always close. Unless something crazy happens.
I mean, even when you look at it, even tomorrow, like you have to think that Steelers Browns matchup is going to be fun too.
See, and that's another one I don't really want to speak on because I said I was on the record. After last week of saying Cleveland barely beat Pittsburgh's backups. I don't see how they beat Pittsburgh starters in Wild Card Weekend, but I mean, hey, maybe you learn something from that game, right? And you say, okay, we know what we got to do to exploit them. The only difference, maybe between the two games is the fact that Big Ben's now playing and he wasn't before. I would be disappointed, I guess, if it's not a close game. But I still like Pittsburgh in that one.
I hear you. I mean, I still think the big thing is, not having your coach there on the sideline could be an issue, but also the technology we have today really shouldn't. But
yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of one of those things of how much of a role is he allowed to be in the stadium at all? Like, can he sit up in a press box by himself?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. If he could still kind of be there, I don't think that might be.
Yeah, I would think it's almost like when a manager gets ejected in baseball, like he can still manage the game. The only thing that has to happen is the guy that's now managing walks back into the clubhouse and goes, "Hey, what do we do here?" And he tells you what he wants to do. I mean, it's not that complicated, I would think, as long as he's got a walkie-talkie or a radio or the cell phone, whatever the hell you want to do, the communication-wise, the headset. He can sit somewhere where he's isolated in the stadium. Let him be able to sit in his own house and communicate. Maybe he could sit in his couch in his own living room and communicate with the head coach. I mean, wouldn't that be awesome? Hey, yeah, punt the ball here. Punt it. No, don't go for it. Punt it.
Yeah. And then, then obviously I think the Sixers should be just about at halftime, right?
Yeah, that's another game. I mean, I worked until 2, so I kind of got like everything kind of.
Yeah. I just switched
into the NFL game late.
They're down 7.5, 58-51.
Oh, that's a bad ball by Rivers. Jesus. Yeah, stops the clock with a minute to play. So he was open, and he probably could have at least gotten the first down and got out of bounds, but they need a field goal to tie. Got to get the field goal. You got to think, right? At least got to send it to overtime.
Yeah, I mean,
you got the big sack. You force 3rd and long. You get your stop. They don't even get the field goal. So now, you got to at least go get something here. You got plenty of time to go win it.
Another drop.
Yeah. He probably wasn't getting the first down. That might actually be better that he dropped it. Think about it. He gets tackled 5 yards short of the first down, and
the clock. 2-minute warning, right?
What's that?
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah, it's a bad drop, but how far is he getting? He gets a couple yards, and then he gets tackled, and then the clock runs for another 20 seconds. But if you're into here, you might rather have 3rd and 10. 3rd and 10, 55 seconds to play, and I'm a few seconds behind you. So everything that happens, you've got it live. I've got it on a little bit of a delay.
It's not that much of a delay, my friend. Oh, here we go.
It's a few
And
seconds. They just
another breakup. Well, that's the end of that. Buffalo gets it.
That's 3rd and 10 now, or 4th and 10 now.
Yeah. You don't think? I mean, they're gonna go for it, but I don't know, man. That's rough. The trend.
I mean, yeah, that's a hold. That's DPI all day there, Steven. Come on, baby. Not only did he hold him out of his break, he continued to hold him. That's bad. Where's the flag? Give me a flag. I cheer for this game like I have fucking money on it all of a sudden, right? Like, as soon as I pick a winner, I'm so pissed when I'm wrong. Like, I can't stand being wrong. Like, as soon as I pick somebody to win a game, I have to, root so hardcore. Don't tell me what happens here, Steven. I'm a little behind you. Taylor picked up the block. Oh, they got it. Wow. Yeah. Uh-oh, is that fumble? Ball's out.
I think they waved it off.
Did they?
Either that or he's down by contact.
I mean, to me, I think it's a fumble. They're going to look at it. Got to look at it, don't they?
No, he was down. He was down by contact.
Was he down?
Yeah.
He's touched. Well, I don't know. Was he? Did he get back up and try to run with it? He's not touched here. Look, he goes down. He's got it. Then he goes back up.
Oh.
They didn't give him the time. Yeah, they did. They gave him the timeout. Yep. That's the same. McDermott wants him to look at it. I think it's a fumble.
I guess we'll have to find out. Playoff football, my friend. Playoff football.
Are they looking at it? Is that what happened here? Are they gonna?
I think there's.
I know Buffalo took a timeout because they want him to they're reacting as if they think it's a fumble. Watch. Look. He's going to slide down and catch it, but now he's going to get up. And he's not down. He's up when they touch it. I think it's a fumble.
Wait. Now he's up. He's up. You're right. That's a fumble.
The knee is up off the ground.
That's a fumble.
It's a fumble.
That's game.
Why would you get up and try to run? Why would he get up and try to run?
You got me there, man.
What a way to fucking end the game. Oh, my God. And you can't really even be mad at him because you feel like, hey, he's just trying to make a play sort of thing. What was his shin down? Well, he got touched there. That's close. See, that angle there is close. His shin might be down. What do the people think? Y'all are out there watching the game with us. What do you got? Is his shin down when the left hand touches him on the back? His shin might be down.
Oh.
It's closer than I thought it was. Watch the left hand on the back.
It's up. It's up. It's up.
Where's the left hand? Yeah, that to me, he's up. That's definitely clean. That's a fumble. Gotta be a fumble.
Yeah. She's saying it's a fumble. What do you think? I think that's a fumble, and that should be the game.
That's absolutely a fumble. He knew it. Look, he knew it too because he seen him try to get up and go get it. He knew he fumbled it.
I said down by contact. I think that's the game. I think that's the game. But moving on, you think the Rams are going to be able to overcome a golfless team and that defense shut Seattle out?
Seattle, outside of my two NFC teams that are Seattle and Green Bay, who's going to end up fighting for the Super Bowl. I think I don't trust New Orleans to go into Green Bay. Say like Drew Brees going into Lambeau in 20-degree weather, trying to beat Green Bay at some point in the playoffs. I just don't see that happen. I think Seattle's got the best chance to beat Green Bay. So I don't see Seattle losing to Los Angeles, especially without Goff. I mean, that's the fuck. How does that happen?
Brian Wilson ball game.
Yeah, that's what we're saying, Brian. That's what we're saying. Why get up and even try to run there? He's got 2 defenders around him. He wasn't going anywhere.
There you go. That's the poll question for you. I was just asking what it was.
It's almost like, again, it's almost hard to get mad at him because he's just trying to make a play. But
yeah,
sometimes it's just better to not.
And that's probably how Phillips Rivers' career might end.
At least his Indianapolis career. Yeah.
You think he's still got another year or 2 left in him?
I think after this year he'll try to I think he'll be like, I still want to play, and somebody might give him a shot. Whether he's going to be any good somewhere else, I don't know. But yeah, I don't think I think he's going to try to, I still want to play and see if somebody's interested in bringing him in.
I don't know, Wilson. I don't know. Like I was saying, Rivers got hurt by a lot of drops today.
Yeah, I mean, I think Frank more than anything just brought an extra. Like if you're talking about, you've got a guy like you almost had 2 head coaches on that team in 2017. You had Doug, you had Frank. They were able to kind of bounce ideas off one another and really, work well together. I think that's really where we miss Frank. More than it's like, he's the guy that calls this brilliant offense. Like, I don't know, nobody's saying he's Andy Reid and he's over here, recreating the play, offensive playbooks, but I just think that it was a great dynamic having him and Doug on the same coaching staff. You kind of had 2 guys where you're like, hey, both of y'all are NFL level, head coaches, and having 2 of those guys on one staff as opposed to 1 never hurts, right?
All right. Well, with that being said, I guess we're going to come and bring our first guest of the afternoon in.
Hey,
what's up, bro? How we doing this afternoon?
You guys are just a little fuzzy.
You were just breaking up there a second too. You look clear though.
Wow, the call stands.
Wow,
the call stands, Steven.
Watching a little football talk, and then we're gonna be talking a little bare knuckle boxing with Miss Hart here.
How are you?
I think she's breaking up.
Yeah, we're having some problems, connection issues.
Let's see.
There you go.
Dang.
Well, you can hear you just fine.
She can't hear us.
Oh, I can. That I heard.
We've got you loud and clear.
There you go. Now
you sound loud and clear. I was wondering what was going on.
Yeah, it was just like blurry radio, like kind of distorted. But anyways.
That might just be me and Steven's face.
Yeah. That's what Paige is going to sound like after February 5th.
Oh yeah, I know you're excited about this opportunity. You get the main event slot. You get to kind of welcome her to BKFC here. Super Bowl weekend can't get any better than that, right?
That's right. It doesn't get any better. So I'm super excited. Definitely not taking this opportunity for granted. So I'm hitting it hard and plan to do nothing less than setting the stage on fire for the main event and ending somebody's bare knuckle boxing debut.
I mean, from what we hear from a lot of people who I've talked to, a lot of people feel that you're not only more than capable of doing it, that you probably should be the betting favorite. This isn't, Paige does come from an MMA background, and she is somewhat of a striker, but she's been in these matches where she's looked a bloody mess and hasn't looked so great on her feet, and this is a whole nother animal, a whole nother sport, and you get to kind of welcome her to it, and I think it's going to be an unpleasant surprise for her. And that's not to take anything away from Paige or who she is as a fighter. Just you kind of gotta build it up there to get there first.
I agree, definitely agree, and I think it's going to be, it's just natural. I think this is just going to be, again, I've really worked for it and earned it and established my, me as a person and me as a fighter in bare knuckle fighting championship, especially being with BKFC. But like for her, she's going to be starting from scratch. She's going to be kind of starting over, despite that she has UFC experience, because this isn't UFC, and this is nowhere near going to be anywhere like it. You don't have the knees and the takedowns and stuff. So, I definitely think she's in for more than what she bit off.
Yeah, and another thing, I know a lot of the fighters were kind of upset the number that got attached to her name once she signed that contract, and a lot of you have kind of been grinding, working your way up through the promotion as it's kind of been created along the ways, and I know a lot of people wanted to be the first in line to kind of knock that train right in its mouth. You get the shot here, Super Bowl weekend. Are you feel like you're there to kind of steal everything that they kind of set her up to do?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm definitely, like I said, I started when they first came out. I was on the second one against Beck Rollins. And then, I've really taken the time in the years to develop myself as a fighter, to show that, one, not only do I belong, but I belong as being a star and a main front runner on BKFC. So, going for Paige, and then after that, the belts are what's fucking next.
Oh, absolutely. And another thing, I know that you're kind of more than likely looking forward to is smashing that Barbie doll mold that kind of the media's running with this fight. You ladies have kind of put the work in over the years, MMA, BKFC, whatever it is. And 9 times out of 10, you ladies steal the show, regardless of what we're talking about, whether it's boxing, whether it's MMA, whether it's bare knuckle boxing. Now, you guys are gonna. I also, I have a lot of faith in Dave and what he's doing with Knucklemania and everything like that. What he's been doing quite some time, but the back end of Super Bowl night, you guys feel that you have an opportunity to steal some shine from Super Bowl weekend.
Yeah, I mean, like in the last event, Shaq was there, and that's what he said. This is the future of combat sports. But hey, let's take it a higher level. Like, this is the future of the sporting entertainment world. Like, not just combat sports, but something that everyone tunes into. And I think, I feel like that's why I'm someone who's not to take for granted in the sport, because people that are like just, your average Joe, normal people, that moms, it doesn't matter, working class, it's something that people can tune into and follow based on, not just even me, but there's some really great personalities in BKFC and some really great fighters out there that, stand for something bigger and better than just fighting and just being in the realm of combat sports. You got Sandman, who's a police and down in Mississippi, and kind of has that, misfit, represents a different target of people. I mean, it's something that really unifies the people and brings them together, and something that they can watch and kind of relate to, whoever they choose to follow, and kind of relate to their story. There's a bunch of fighters that have really great stories. So I just love it all around. And, again, talking about being females, like the fact that we're getting, that same limelight as the male fighters is just huge, and I think says tremendous things about the company. So I'm kind of, Christine and Helen fight, to me, I think that's one of the best fights there's been on BKFC, as far as in, holy shit, being
I remember watching Christine when she was in line fights, and I always said that girl's in the wrong sport. That woman is just in the wrong sport. Them hands are lethal. And then watching her and Helen throw down like that, and for that title and everything like that was more than what the men have done for the sport, because there have been some great fights, but I think that's what I think that it, like, and we've seen it a lot over the years since the dawn of the Rousey era to kind of launch pad women's combat sports up into the mainstream media, and everyone kind of have their pros and cons about that era, but they're giving more opportunity to fighters like you, to fighters like Paige, to have you guys have this platform because of what they've done in the past.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think you guys are going to just do more but grow on that. And I'm really I'm glad you guys have that top billing. I think it's the best fit for that night. And then you go on the same card with legends like Chris Lieben that night. That's going to be a fun fight. Watching him and Quentin throw down is going to be fun.
Oh yeah, I'm super excited, and I mean, I'm excited that Johnny Bedford's back. I mean,
Hmm.
he's
Him
an
and that's gonna be a
exciting,
fun fight.
different fighter. Like I'm pumped. All the three fights that they're featuring and showcasing right now are,
Yeah.
obviously
Yeah,
I'm
we
really
got
excited
got
about
another
mine. But
what? We got
they're
another
fire.
2 weeks or so before they announce the whole card, right? I think.
Yeah, I can't wait. I know it's gonna be, they never disappoint. I know it's gonna be the best card that they've had yet. So again, taking over, not just having, that main event, but being on Super Bowl weekend, and I really feel like way more is gonna be tuned in than we're expected. And I really think that with the whole world watching like that, this is just the best opportunity to shine and make sure that we break through any barriers.
I mean, I think you guys have broken through like the sport in general has broken through a lot of barriers as it was anyways, and I just think that just gives you guys more of an opportunity for that more global stage that it's hard to reach sometimes. You have to get lucky to be able to kind of piggyback off of things like that. And
Yeah.
when all those things line up perfectly like that, you just have to take advantage of it. And you and Paige get the honor that night, and I'm looking forward to it.
That's what I say. I keep saying, this is like the planets are aligning, like the rare moment in the universe when all the planets align. It's just, I
Yeah,
really feel
I
that
mean,
way
because you
right
got to
now.
think. I mean, I lost count of how many people called her out, and you're the one that winds up getting that shot, and then not just that you get it, but just how it lines up with everything, and then not just that. Like we actually have a mutual connection through Philly Drinkers. He makes your T-shirts through
Oh,
MMAT
awesome.
company. Yeah.
Yeah, they're so
So how'd you meet
awesome.
up with Alex?
I think it's I'm kind of foggy on it right now, but I know that he reached out to me and was like, I was at a fight and watched you, and you're just inspiration. Again, there's so many fighters, and so many cookie cutter fighters that kind of all act. But when you find one that's kind of rare and special and has like a certain personality, you tend to kind of like lean towards them and be like, well, what's up with your story? So he kind of asked me more about that, and I think that it was just like somebody really believed in me after talking to me and hearing my story, and was like, hey, I want you to be partnered. We want to help you because your name and your brand is so amazing, and we don't just believe in products and fighters and doing stuff, but building a
Yeah.
brand and something like that. So our vision's just connected, even though he's in the t-shirt company and I'm a fighter. We both have that same desire and dream to be more than just what we are, but to build a brand and a name and a legacy, so to speak, that carries on past just what's tangible.
Yeah, Alex and John are really cool about like who they work with, because it's not just they don't want to just, it's not just anybody. They don't want to just and anybody's here, but it's they attach themselves to kind of the same way that a fan attaches themselves to an athlete. It's like they find something inspirational or something that they enjoy what in what they're doing to entertain us, and it kind of grows from there. And definitely cool that we have that kind of unique connection, because they make our gear over here at A2D, and anybody who doesn't know, make sure you head over to Philly Tea Company if you need to get any of Miss Hart's gear there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are you gonna have any stuff, since it's gonna be a big event like that? You hitting up Alex to send you some stuff down for the event to kind of get your t-shirts out there and stuff.
Oh yeah, we have some things in the works, so definitely be on it. We're definitely taking you know our we're taking advantage of the "you're fucking next," which I think is awesome, and so we're hashtagging that. So hashtag YFN. You'll see who that links to. So it's pretty cool. But we're the first to kind of get those t-shirts in play. So we're doing that, which is obviously specific to the Page fight. But it might be something, like I said, it's kind of cool. Like I remember when Richard Sherman said, "You mad, bro?" And that, like, it's just things like that that kind of stick. So he said that, and everyone's walking around with t-shirts that say "you mad, bro." So it could be like t-shirts that you're fucking next, sis. But it's kind of cool. So anyways, but I know they're gonna have a few other things in the works, so I actually just talked to them this morning, so I'm excited to see. But we're definitely gonna have some big things lined up for the fight, so make sure people that are watching check it out and get your shirt too.
Yeah, definitely make sure you're locked into to what MMAT company's doing with Miss Hart leading up to this fight. Definitely, if you guys are gonna be down there, make sure you head down there for the fights. Make sure you go find Miss Hart, show her some love, get a picture with your T-shirt on, something.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. I'll make sure I bring a marker too. So if I see you wearing my T-shirt, I'll sign it for you. I'll get I'll make sure I have a few different colors too, so it'll be perfect. If you have a black one, I'll sign it with some gold or silver, and if you have a colored one, I'll sign it with a black one. That's the perk. That's the perk. If you buy a T-shirt through them, I will sign that shirt, guaranteed. No other shirts though, just that one.
Now we're gonna get into this fight. Obviously I know you're very very confident. I think you're gonna do this, but we're gonna play the pro con. Say she has a good night. You feel no matter how well she's prepared for what's gonna happen February 5th, that you're gonna have your hand raised regardless if she's on the canvas or if your guys are talking listening to the announcer telling the judges scorecards.
Yeah, I'm gonna be the best Paige VanZant. It doesn't matter what Paige VanZant shows up. I'm planning for the best, and I'm definitely highly capable of beating her even when she shows up at her best.
Yeah, I mean, I still think if you go back and look at her UFC days, I think the fight that she had against Felice Herring was probably her best striking performance against a striker. And it's still one of these things where it was so long ago. It's a different beast, different animal, and it's one of these things where obviously you haven't had a lot of tape on her. She's gonna have tape on you, but at the end of the day, people tend to forget that there's still this that goes into it. She still hasn't gotten in there. She still hasn't gotten cracked. It's all fine and well to train, because I don't really think there's going to be a whole lot of bare knuckle boxing training. Mostly you guys still hitting pads, correct?
I mean, I'm not giving away all my secrets, but I do way more than just pads. So I definitely do things that train specific to.
Well, no, I mean, just in generalizing, because obviously, when you spar, you're not going to be just sitting there getting your face mashed and training.
I don't know. I spar bare knuckle too.
There you go.
We're sparring that too. So, and I'm, there was maybe one time I got, I think, but your head movement has to be on point, and it's kind of more of that fear too, that hey, if I get hit, this messes up my training or whatnot. So anyways, definitely being, the senses more heightened reaction time and doing that. Cause, again, you got to fight like it's fight night. And if I'm not practicing and training like that, I don't know. It's different when the gloves come off.
Oh, it definitely is, and that's kind of, I still think, one of the X factors that it's different when the gloves come off, and she hasn't quite been in there yet. I still think everyone thinks they want to do it until they get in there and it happens. It's the same thing. People were sitting there, for years and years, just sitting. Everyone was acting like they wanted to be an MMA fighter until they went in there and got cracked. It's a different animal. So I mean, I obviously she's no slouch of the game, but I still think she's in for a rude awakening. I got respect for her, but I still think there's no way that you guys see the judges. I don't.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's a classic quote. Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. And I mean, I know she's gonna have a plan. I mean, she's definitely.
Oh yeah, but she's also she's a gamer, and I know she she's one of those ladies that would rather go out on her sword than anything. So she's not one who runs from the fight, which I think is why you guys' fight is gonna be really fun, really exciting.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I honestly see it being, kind of like the Artem Jason fight. I kind of see it that way too. And that fight was just fire and epic. They're both strong, tough people, but it's gonna be a little bit different, I think, in me and Paige's situation. But like I said, I'm preparing for the worst at that she comes out with a lot of heart and wants to go in. But again, there's a lot of different advantages that I think that I have coming into this fight that I'm prepared and ready to use. So as long as I keep it up here and do what I'm supposed to, which I am every single day, I think that the hard work and training is going to make the fight easy for me. So even though I'm preparing, and like I said, I don't want to ruin the surprises for everyone and make sure that they watch February 5th, but
absolutely, yeah, you don't have to give us all the secrets away. I mean, I know people like to divulge stuff to us sometimes, but I don't want to put you in that situation.
Right. Sometimes I get excited and I'm like, oh gosh, I just want to say some other things, but again, it's gonna add to the excitement, and again, you can see me transforming as a fighter. Every fight, you get kind of something different, especially in BKFC. So I think this is definitely the fight that's going to be starting off the year right, 2021. I think it's going to be hard to top being, the fight of the year.
I'm definitely being a father of daughters, definitely happy to see that you ladies are kicking the year off of bare knuckle boxing and kind of getting a step in that door, breaking down more doors, showing everyone what y'all can do. And one thing I wanted to get your in a perfect world, like you said, you have some things moving forward without giving too much in the way. Perfect world, you win this fight. What is next? What do you want to do? What do you hope is the next opportunity for you in BKFC?
Well, I mean, after this, it's really, there's 2 vacant belts right now, so that puts me at coming off of, I'm going to have 2 wins in a row and 2 vacant belts on the line. So I think, finding, someone, whoever wants to step up and fight and scrap it out for that belt, I think kind of needs to be the next move. So, there is somebody that I feel like, I do want to have a pretty devastating knockout on. So, I might say that she's fucking X and let's go make it for the belt too.
Yeah, I when I heard the hashtag, I kind of feel like you have a name and something in mind, and I'm gonna leave your secrets to the 5th and not push that envelope too much.
She pisses me off so much, and she's irrelevant. She really is. She's irrelevant. So I'm treating her like she's irrelevant right now. And so I don't even want to say her name because she's trying to steal that shine and she's trying to make her name relevant. So I'm not even saying that because it's helping her cause out. So I'm not even entertaining it. But after, I go ahead and do what I got to do, then I'll make her name relevant, and her name's going to be relevant in the fact that I'm going to kick her ass, and it's going to be fucking devastating when she gets knocked out. So
I'm starting to see the plan developing here. Not only does she not care for this person, she wants to do it for the title and in the most embarrassing way.
I hope Tom,
humiliating way. I really don't. Like I said, I respect everyone in the sport, but once you make it disrespectful, it's going to be like, you're going to be so fucking sorry, and be careful what you wish for, because she's going to get it. She's going to get every aspect of it. And I tell everyone, I'm a thinker. I love thinking and being strategic, but once you make me mad, once I get mad, I honestly feel like there's no saving you. I'm just one of those people that have this intense, a different kill switch comes out when you make me mad. And it's a sport, and we're trying to be the best, but when you make it personal and you disrespect me and start a bunch of bullshit rumors just to make your name relevant, it shows me what type of person you are. And I love to fucking kick bullies' ass. So if you're a bully and you want to act like that, I'm going to go up and show you what bullies like, and definitely make it something that you wish you didn't do.
Just another reason to love Miss Heart here.
Yeah.
I was hoping Tom was listening.
My heart rate hasn't been that high all day, but yeah, just thinking about it, shit. But yeah, I'm worried on the Paige fight. Like I said, no one's gonna steal the shine afterwards. I'm gonna give you what you asked for. It's the same thing with Paige. She wanted to come up and look. I make shit happen. She wanted to come in the ring with me. Well, damn, I gave her what she asked for. She wanted to come in the ring and challenge me. I made sure that it was going to happen, and we're going to see what happens February 5th. And same thing with other people who want to disrespect me. If you want to disrespect me, we'll go ahead and make it a thing, and I'm going to humiliate you.
Soundbite of the week there, Steven. That's what this is. We've got the crumb of the week.
Here's the thing.
This is soundbite of the week.
She's also doing it with smile, and she's cool, calm, collected. She's telling you her heart racing. She didn't even change her tone.
Yeah. I know. Meanwhile,
It's the best promo we've heard in a long time.
But obviously, you're going to be going in on the back off the Super Bowl. Are you a football fan, and if you guys are allowed to, would you be attending?
Oh my God, absolutely. It's on my bucket list to go to a Super Bowl. Actually, my team is the Panthers, so I'm definitely a keep pounding person. So, but I love the Panthers, and when they went for the Super Bowl against the Broncos, I looked up tickets and I was like this close to buying them. I'm kind of glad I didn't because it was like the worst Super Bowl ever. But it's always been. I'm a huge sport fan. I actually worked for the Carolina Panthers for 5 years. So, fun fact. I'm huge. It used to be my life. I used to rock fantasy football. I mean, I loved it. My whole life. So it was really boxing has taken over my life. I kind of can't keep up with it as much because boxing has really honestly taken every breath. But I do still love it at the end of the day, and nothing beats that feeling of going to a live game. So if I can go to Super Bowl and swing it, I'm definitely going to try and looking into it. But I also don't want it to be a distraction. So like I said,
no, because you gotta think it's already your fight will be over. You could just walk around, enjoy the festivities, the day of, and enjoy the game. The hard work is done at that point in time.
Yeah,
I couldn't think of a better way to celebrate a win.
What?
I couldn't think of a better way to celebrate a win. The Super Bowl's in Tampa, like the day after you're fighting down here.
And especially if you know Shaq and them, someone be like, hey, let's go with some tickets. Some tickets.
Some tickets, man.
Let's trade some autographs. What's up? Let's make it happen.
I gotta feel like you kick somebody's ass the day before the Super Bowl. That gives you like access to the Super Bowl. Like somebody should just present you with tickets. Like here you go. That's what you get for winning this fight. Like you get to go to the Super Bowl now.
Hey, wouldn't that be something? Hey,
well, if it were only that easy.
Hopefully someone's listening and they'll have it like in an envelope, and it'll be it'll be like that special secret giveaway prize for winning.
Now, I know you said you haven't been up on it. I know your team isn't that good. You have a draft pick wish for your team to have a better 2021 season.
Ugh, God, I don't know.
That sounds like us. She sounds like us, doesn't she? I don't even know.
We just want anybody that's good. We just need somebody good.
Yeah, right now they don't really have anything established. I fucking hate it. When we had Luke Kuechly, at least our defense, we had some star on defense. I'm not really, I like our quarterback now, but I'm not, I think he's still, I don't know. I'm not crazy about him. McCaffrey. I just wish we had, I wish we had like Kelvin Benjamin or somebody back like that was like a wide receiver that was like a star wide receiver. So I'm kind of like wanting to build that, but and because then I think that they'll make the quarterback shine a little bit more. But quarterback isn't really nothing if they don't have anybody to pass to or have anyone to help them out.
There might be a quarterback or two available. You guys picked what, 9th, I believe it is, or something, right? The Panthers in there in the top 10, I believe. There might be a quarterback on the board worth taking or looking at there.
I know. So
and apparently we're going to be looking to unload at least one of them or ours. So who knows?
Hey, yeah, you can have ours. Give us your first round pick. Maybe I'll give you ours.
Right. Maybe we can work something out. Something. God, it's something. I mean, and then just losing their head coach. They're just, they're starting from scratch. It sucks. Like, I really like Rivera, so it's kind of sad for me to kind of keep up with it now because all the people I really identified with and loved the team for
are gone. So. Yeah, Ron Rivera's not, just beat cancers over here in Washington. Kuechly had the abrupt. I mean, I'm almost probably with you. Probably was shocked that he retired.
I know. I mean,
I still felt like he had another 3-4 years left in him. Just me.
Yeah. He was amazing.
I actually like where you guys are at, though.
Questions are serious.
Yeah, that's a good point. As a fighter, how much do you guys think about that? Like, I'm assuming you guys are very educated on it as far as concussions and the side effects and the symptoms and how to be able to self-diagnose them or things like that. Like, how much work goes into all that studying the concussion side of things as a fighter?
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely. I'm actually kind of unique and rare in it that I actually got my master's degree in sport management. So for my master's, I had to write a thesis. And my thesis, so I did 52-page thesis on NFL concussions. So when I was doing that thesis, I had to read so many like cases and articles, and a lot of boxers came up. So I had to throw them out, obviously, because it wasn't relevant to my thesis being on NFL players, but I still read them out of curiosity. So when I started boxing, a lot of people were like, "What the fuck, Britain? Like, didn't you do your like thesis on concussions? Why did you not learn something?" And I was like, "Yeah, I did. And, I learned like." But some people like that's knowing the risk, and that's why you have to give fighters so much more respect and stuff. Like,
yeah, because you guys weigh the risk, knowing what the potential outcome could be if if the fight doesn't go your way, if you're fighting someone who's just more physically skilled and better, stronger, whatever the case may be. And that's why I sit there and say, like, what social media has done for combat sports athlete. I think somebody should give the combat sports athlete a show, kind of like how what they did with when what was it? Jason Mayhem Miller had the bully beatdown, where you guys get to confront these knuckleheads that just say these obnoxious things on social media, just to say, like, well, you said you can kick my ass. We're here. We're taking you to the gym. Let's go.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm down for that.
I mean, dude, we're talking about. I just think it would be classic TV with what goes on in the world these days, because you guys deal with all kinds of stuff when it comes to that.
Mm-hmm.
And being a woman, you guys have to deal with multiple layers of that.
Oh yeah, don't get me started.
Dude, trust me. I've had conversations through years of interviewing fighters over the years. There's nothing you could tell me that wouldn't surprise me just because of the stories I've heard.
Yeah, I actually have that line a lot. Like when I hear shit or see shit, I'm like, nothing surprises me anymore. It really doesn't. So you just got to believe in yourself. And like I said, looking at the bigger picture, like that's always what I remind myself on the things I can control. And then the things I can't control, let them go. And then look at what the bigger picture is.
Absolutely. And, Zach, do you have anything before we get ready to let Miss Hart go this afternoon?
No, I think this is. I already told you. It's the soundbite of the week as far as I'm concerned for A2D Radio. So
well, not just that. People understand. Yeah, like
on our platform.
It's like just something. And my thing is something we were talking about earlier. Just like the fighters are interesting. They have so many stories, and just getting into just even talking. Like we were just asking her about the Super Bowl, how her background even goes into sports further than just fighting. And then this is why I always say like people don't understand that the stories that some athletes have. You really don't understand until you actually be able to sit down and actually get it out of them. And sometimes you have to have the pleasure of being able to know what questions they ask to get it out of them as well.
Absolutely.
But it's good to know you're a Panthers fan. Maybe when we start opening some more things on A2D, we can start getting some Carolina content out of Miss Hart for over here on A2D.
Oh yeah, man, I could go on. I love it. I had 2 vehicles. I only had one. I sold one, but I used to have 2 vehicles. And one license plate said keep, and the other license plate said pounding. So I'm like a diehard fan. So.
But see, and the funny part is that's a double connection for you because you're a fighter. It's a double connection.
Yeah, so I sold the one that said keep. So now I just roll around with my license plate saying pounding. Some people look at me really weird, and they're like, "Why does your license plate say pounding?" And I'm like,
"Keep asking questions. You might find out." Right? Yeah.
You should pull the old Mike Missanelli soundbite after that. Google me.
Right. Yeah.
That's what I love. That's what I love. Like like we bring these fighters on, and you guys have such a natural chip on your shoulder. Like any type of question, any type of thing we can throw out there, and like, oh, this is a good thing for them to kind of run with. You guys have no problem running with it, being obnoxious, being a smart ass. Being in your face about it. I love that shit. Like you guys have that natural chip on your shoulder as fighters where you're ready to stick it to somebody at all times.
That's
but
right.
It's not just that, is because most fighters that are in combat sports are just genuine. There's no veil. Where a lot of your professional athletes that are on these bigger stages, they're almost like putting personas on for the public. Where fighters are just, this is who I am. Love me, hate me, whatever. I can still kick your ass.
Exactly. And you're
yeah, it almost has to be, right?
Yeah.
In order to be like committed actually could like that can't no, it's just something I'm doing, because I enjoy it and I make money. Like you've got to love it to a point where you're committing to it to such a level, all the risks going into it, what it might do to your future life after 40, 50, as you get older and all that, and you're still doing it. You're still in there committing every single day. That's to me, like, that's got to be the hardest thing to know, that like you could be shortening your life just by stepping in and willing to be, a professional fighter, yet you still love it so much. You just something you got to do. You can't live without it, type of thing.
Yeah, I mean, you see a lot of those fighters too. They retire, and it's like it's scary for them because they retire and they're like, now what do I do? All I know is fighting. I don't know what to do. And and you see them go to gyms, and the good ones are the ones that like help the youth come up and give the youth a good place to have an outlet. They help other people train, whether it's for fitness or through whatever problems or addictions they're going through, but a lot of them will end up resorting to that. So it's just it really truly is in your heart 100% and in a lifestyle, and you can't just quit. It's like one of those things it's in you. You're made for it. You were born to do it, and it's just not something you can turn off and stop doing one day.
Hey man, when you have that blood in you, that warrior blood, it's just in you. It's just you can just. It's the same thing. Like when you hear that silly saying you hear about like when you see an athlete and what that athlete is special. It's the same thing when you see a fighter and we're like you get in there and you see them just working, like there's just something about it, especially when you get in that gym that has a lot of your top level athletes, and sometimes it's like you don't know how this person's going to turn out, and then they're just not, you're expecting them to have this growing period, and then you just don't have it. Like this athlete's going to be a special athlete, and I'm sure Britt knows what I'm talking about. When you see that person that comes in that gym, sometimes you don't know yet, and then you get to go in there with them, like, all right, they're a fighter.
Absolutely, every day.
But before we let you go, what we typically do is kind of throw the proverbial microphone over you. Anyone you would like to thank, training partners, teammates, shoot out your social media sites, anything you're working with, charities, obviously, again, let people know where to get any your gear, merchandise, anything like that. The time is yours.
Yeah, absolutely. So definitely hit up MMA Tea Company. I also rocking. You see, I have my HKA USA family with me today. They're awesome for gear. So if you guys need fight gear, hit them up too. But yeah, I have an awesome support team. I'm working at Knuckleheads Boxing MMA. So I love it over there, and everyone who's over there is great. I got my hometown gym that's always behind me, Lux Boxing Gym. Some amazing people from where I'm at. Richie L. Tuck and Son Wood Products, Afton Service Center. They've had my back from day one, really believe in me. And then I got Belet Organics, Fusion CBD products, Royal Kratom, some awesome people that are like really jumping on board to make sure that they're a part of this and they believe in me. And so really the huge shout out goes to all of them that, that are definitely visual on supporting me. Hit 5 and Veteran Farms has helped me hugely with my training camp. So I couldn't have done that without them. So anyone being visual and helping me, thank you. But for everybody who believes in me and giving me the time and giving me this chance to shine, just thank you, and I'm not gonna let you guys down.
I definitely feel you got this one. I'll respect the page. Different animal. You're one of the brighter stars upcoming in the female side of bare knuckle boxing for a reason. You're gonna show everyone why in the 5th. If you didn't listen, I already told you guys. Google the woman. She's gonna let you know what's up. She isn't just a pretty face that they're gonna market that way. She can fight, she can throw down, and if you don't have something to do the 5th and you're sitting around the house not watching what these ladies are doing and all the rest of the bare knuckle boxing, I don't know what else you're gonna be doing or watching that could be more important.
Exactly. Yep. It's you got to find someone that can talk the talk and walk the walk. So that's very important. You can't just talk about it. You got to be about it and do it every day.
All right. And you're gonna show us, right? You're gonna show us on the 5th.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
All right. Well, really appreciate your time this afternoon, and as always, best of skill, and we'll catch back up with you sometime after the fight, and we'll see what the future holds for you.
There you go, and then you'll see what's fucking next after the fight. I love it. So awesome. Great. Thanks,
all right.
guys.
Make a live announcement. You come on A2D Radio on the weekly roundup, and you make the live announcement for what your next, what your next fight is, whatever the deal is, whatever the next move.
She has a platform. She's gonna have a mic in her face after that fight. I don't know if she's gonna be able to hold it that long.
Yeah, the only time is this time. I'm gonna drop it. I'm gonna drop the mic. So expect that.
Yeah, she's not gonna let the ringside announcer hold on to the microphone. It's mine now. Thank you.
Yeah, that's right. And then I'm dropping that bitch.
All right. Well, appreciate the time. Best of skill, and we'll catch up.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye. All right, everyone. That was Britan Heart, and again, like I said, many layers to it. As I keep telling you, Zach. I think you were probably actually shocked that she has a deep football connection.
I'm not shocked by anything, Steven, but I do know I've got to take a serious piss. And I was doing everything I could to hold it for the final couple minutes. And I didn't want to be a rude host and just get up and leave in the middle of an interview. So I mean, it is what it is. But I'm going to mute myself. I'm going to get off camera for a minute.
Go take your piss. I got you.
Segue into something.
What's up, family? This is AM and the PM, only on A2D Radio, and I can strongly say to the people, and I'm pretty confident in saying this, maybe the last in-studio show for a while, the NBA officially shut down as of minutes ago.
Feet left. What?
Fucking go! I'm done! Fucking go with this!
What? What is going on?
I cannot believe this shit, bro.
Pack your bags now, Howie. If that's your pick. If that's your pick, pack your bag. Disgusting. Disgusting. Ooh, Howie ain't gonna miss. Howie don't. This is Howie, guys.
Really fucking hurts?
More than she already is.
Oh, and she destroyed. What the hell is this?
Oh, yeah!
What the hell? What the hell was that? What the fuck is going on here?
The only thing I can do is go drown myself now because I lost. There's no way.
Balls. Oh, he's got a hold it. He's moving a little too fast. Oh, he punched through. Good dive. I'm sure he's not hurt. He really punched through. Right. All right. You be nervous too, Diane. I didn't see him come up through the water, and I thought maybe I was wrong for a minute, but you can see the way he punched through, and I'm sure we'll see it in slow motion. Now he falls. This is what gives him the control. Now you see what he does right here. He kicks through, and that's what got him down safely.
There's Lee.
Oh, Jesus Christ. You see that dog? You see that?
So, Ben, help me out. Just shoot the ball. Work on what you're not good at and come back and help this city out. If not, take you and your sister that's always on Twitter that got something to say about my city and get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here.
I told you they loved them. I told you they loved them. You thought it was smoke and mirrors, Tom. I told you they loved them.
The gadget toy. We got a little spinner. We were looking for a PlayStation 5. We got a fucking spin around. That's what we came in here. Wait all this time for.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Daddy!
What's up, fam? Welcome to A2D Radio.
And he missed it.
You missed it. Do you believe this shit?
Missed it. Missed it. Missed it.
That's, you know what that's for? That's for the guy that said, looks like go screw Wilson. Fucking moron. Good work, buddy. Mush that one, didn't you? Fuck. Woo, woo, woo.
Oh, my God.
Old mush mouth.
Matt, you know what you need to do one night, though? Like, down the road, you just need to come sleep over one night again. Like, not like another sexual family. You know?
If I get 5 women and they're all in the same room with me, we're going at it at 110%.
I'm in a warehouse at UPS 50, 60 hours a week, so you blow me out of the water.
You're in a whorehouse?
Warehouse.
Oh, warehouse.
A warehouse. I work at UPS.
Who wants to make a damn play up front?
There we go.
Strip that!
There we go.
Got him! Is that BG? Is that BG? 2020s, buddy. They got the best turfs around. Ain't gonna be.
And there's DK Metcalf up the seam, and he's gone. He's gone. There was nobody around him. I don't know who was supposed to be covering him, but DK Metcalf is gone.
People say man's unrealistic.
Frank Vespi of the Fix and the Piece. Oh my God!
Oh.
What the fuck are you wearing, Frank?
I love it because every time you do it, I don't even know if you know you're doing it. You do the duck lips. You're like,
oh my goodness.
I love it, man. I love being here. It's fucking awesome. I'm a little passionate right now. But it's beautiful. It's fucking August. It's August playoff hockey. It's fucking crack it like Will Ferrell. Let's go.
Jake, you want triple dick for
In the arms of the angel, fly away from here, from this dark, cold hotel room, and the endless that you fear.
All right, fam. We're back from Mr. Burr's bathroom break from our moments from 2020. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Real quick.
I mean that's some of the best moments in radio history right there. You know, it's just, you know.
Well, we'll be creating some more here going on, but you know, obviously, you know, we just had some fun with Britan Heart. You know, obviously, we got some football to talk about. Little Eagles, little playoffs, some Sixers. They're kind of floundering right now against the Nuggets. What do you like for the Chargers, the Rams and Seahawks game though? We didn't really get a chance to get into it. I know.
I mean, I thought Seattle was going to win pretty comfortably. The game's in Seattle. It's a backup quarterback for the Rams.
Wolford.
You know, and you know, listen, the kid, he's in a tough spot. You know, he made his first start last week. You know, you just, you know, what are you going to do if you're the kid? You go out there and do the best you can. You know, you're not Jared Goff. At least, you know, we don't think he's Jared Goff. You know, I don't think Jared Goff's like, you know, it's not like Jared Goff's Joe Montana or anything. But I mean, who knows? You know, we'll see. I mean, he's obviously got an opportunity to do something here, right? Say they pull the upset. I don't think it's going to happen. But say he plays well and they beat Seattle. You know, at the very least, he's helped his own career a little bit. You know, he's helped his own career in the idea that somebody thinks he can play, and maybe he ends, you know, up in a situation that's better than the current one, you know, for him personally. That's probably how you got to look at it if you're somebody like him, right? I mean, it's an opportunity, if you're somebody like him, to play well enough to show the rest of the league what you can do. And best case scenario, you pull one of the biggest upsets.
Well, guess what? Wolford's out. And they're
well, this is what you get for being ahead of me. This is what you get for being ahead of me, Steven.
Jared Goff is now warming up, getting ready to go in the game with the.
So much for that. But I tried to give the kid. So this is what I get for hyping. I tried to give the kid everything. Yeah, hey, you got a great opportunity to prove yourself. You go out there, you play well, you make a name for yourself. And instead, the kid's over here getting hurt. He's over there, like shoulder. That's not even. What the hell is that?
No, you cannot tell me this is not the most 2020th thing. I mean, your starting quarterback who's basically just active just because he's still healing.
Bullshit. If Goff is healthy enough to play as your backup, Goff is healthy enough to start. It's fucking bullshit. The fact that the dude's in fucking uniform and he's active and they still started the backup. You know how much the organization has to think of Jared Goff to be like, hey, dude, like, yeah, we know you're cleared to play. You're still not gonna play. Guy stinks.
Has it any different than what Carson Wentz has gone through this season here in Philadelphia?
Absolutely, because Carson Wentz is playing at a much higher level.
Let's actually go back let's actually think about this one here for a second. Let's go back and look at that draft, right? Deshaun Watson, Jared Goff, Carson Wentz. Two of them now are either openly or unopenly asking to be out of their team who've given them big contracts. And
well, that's a fun combo. Yeah. How about this? And I think, because I know where you're going with this, and trust me, I've done a lot of thinking about it too.
No.
But
no.
It's a pipe dream, is it not, Steven?
No. No
what? No, it's not a pipe dream, it's realistic, or no, it's not realistic?
No, it's not realistic. No, it's not happening.
Yeah, I'm with, I guess it's fun to have the conversation.
It's a nice thing to kind of talk about, to have banter, but just no.
Sure, but if there's no realistic shot of it happening, what the hell?
Why would that? All right, let's just throw realism to the side and let's entertain the idea that it could happen.
Okay.
That we're gonna trade Carson Wentz for freaking Deshaun Watson, and what is the additional compensation that both teams are going to get on the backside?
My girlfriend was sending me a message. Ask the question again. I'm sorry. I got handed something. Look. I got handed a piece of paper with a message on it. I had to read it. So, yeah, repeat your question. I'm sorry.
So, like I said, throw all the realism of the world aside.
Right.
Us as functional human beings knowing that this isn't an actual thing that's going to happen. Let's just say it does, right? Carson Wentz is going to get traded to the Texans for Deshaun Watson. But what we both know is the real thing is what is going to happen on top of that, because you need other pieces, because you will never have a straight up for them too.
Well, I'll say this. If you're Houston, I guess the first question is, if you're Houston, is what do they think? Like, realistically, we're not saying what do you want, because like if you ask the question, what do you want? Me and you both go, what do you want? $1 million. We're not getting $1 million. So like that's a stupid, don't ask what do you want, but realistically, what does Houston think they can get for Deshaun Watson, right? Do they think it's 2 first-round picks? Is it 2 firsts and another pick? What is their asking price? But if we're just playing this game, which is a fun game, obviously, to play, I'll say this. You're Houston. I'm Philadelphia. I call you. I'm Howie Roseman. You're whoever the hell's Nick Cesario, the new fucking GM of Houston. And I say, Nick, I'll give you Carson Wentz in the 6th overall pick in the draft, and you give me Deshaun Watson. What do you say?
Why would I give up my first round draft pick?
No, I'm Howie. You're Nick. I'm giving up Carson Wentz in the 6th overall pick. You're giving up Deshaun Watson. So you're getting Carson in the 6th overall pick. I'm getting Deshaun Watson.
I don't see why we would have to give up our first at that point in time.
So if I'm going by your logic, I would love to just say Carson for Deshaun, but we know they're not doing that straight up. So if I have to put Carson in the deal, I don't think they're going to – a 2nd-round pick, who gives a fuck? 3rd-round pick, who gives a fuck? They'll listen if you say, okay, it's Carson and the 6th overall pick, right? So we all know it's not happening anyway. But if we're going to have this conversation and try to say realistically what type of deal could be made, me and you both know they're not trading Carson for Deshaun. But if you go Carson and the 6th overall, and I'll throw in the 5th round pick, Carson, 6th overall, and a 5th round pick, you give me Deshaun Watson. Yeah, it seems like we're giving up a lot, but are we? We get Deshaun Watson, who just had. Let's be honest, because I got to give Deshaun Watson a little bit of credit here.
Well, right? he's had a number season like Carson did last season with garbage, but it's just been a way worse situation.
We've said about Deshaun that the one thing we've always said is, well, he's got DeAndre Hopkins to throw the football to. It's easy to be really, really successful and put up great numbers when you have DeAndre Hopkins to throw the ball to.
I think the other thing that people have to remember is he was healthy this season.
Okay, sure. Sure, and I'm with you. I'm just trying to the
Eagles fans are going to sit there and say you're going to trade an injury-prone quarterback for an injury-prone quarterback.
I don't fuck that injury prone. My ass. Listen,
I know. Listen, I'm just saying what the people are going to say.
You know what I love about that injury prone label is everybody loved when they can't find anything else to say negative about a player. You put the injury label on. There's nothing else to criticize a guy about. The only thing I can come up with
there are so many attachments I could add to that with you find out of things to argue with, so you find something else to attach to the person to attack.
We did. They tried to do this with Carson, right? He's injury prone. Now, if Carson would have played well this year, it would have been really, really hard for anybody to focus that were going on
in the Philadelphia media over the last week. That things have been said that I'm not even going to address this because of the nonsense of the redundancy.
People are looking for a story right now. But my point with the Carson thing was, at the end of last year, you couldn't say anything about the way he played. Played lights out. Was the best offensive player in football, I thought, down the stretch. The final 4 or 5 games last year, you can't. I don't think you can make an argument for somebody else. But you can't make a 100% case like this guy, Carson's in the conversation at the end of last year in those final 4 to 5 weeks of being the best offensive player in football throughout the entire league. When you look at what he had to work with, who was on that roster, all the guys coming off the practice squads, all the moving pieces, and he carried us on his back.
He did.
So coming out of that stretch, I remember arguing with people who they couldn't say he sucked because he just carried us on his back to the playoffs. The only argument they could go with after the Seattle game in the playoffs where he left with the concussion is that they still think he's injury prone, right? And even then I said, that's a bullshit argument. I think you're full of shit. He's missed 8 regular season games in 4 years. But I digress there. We know he's played bad this year, and that's why he's lost his job, and that's why we're in the situation that we're in. But say he played well this year. He didn't get hurt, right? He was getting smacked around all year, getting punched in the mouth, taking shot after shot after shot. I mean, the dude got beat up this year. And I think if you could say anything about Carson, anything positive about Carson this year, it's that these people don't want to sit here and make it out like the guy's not this tough guy, that he's this injury. They all look stupid now because the dude's proven how tough he is from a physical perspective, right? Mm-hmm. So I laugh kind of at this, injury prone label. That's something that you seem to throw out of the guy when there's nothing else to throw at him. It's easy. Like all of a sudden, nobody's talking about how Carson's injury prone again, are they? They've moved back on to how he's not any good, right? They only talk about how he was injury prone when he was kicking ass on the field. The minute they have a chance to move on from that and go back to how he's not good, that's where the haters go to. So I'm not going to play that game with Deshaun Watson either. When the guy's playing on the field, he's a stud. He's lights out. He's carried that football team for the past couple of years probably, and we probably didn't give him enough credit because DeAndre Hopkins and guys like that. But this year, I know the record wasn't any good. But when you look at what was on that team, how much of a mess it was, the fact that J.J. Watt and Bill O'Brien are getting in a fight at fucking practice and shit. J.J. Watt's calling out players for not having the fucking effort and the preparation and the type of, the type of preparation and ability to, when it comes to winning at an NFL level, J.J. Watt knows what it takes. And he obviously called out people, didn't mention anybody by name, but he said there's some guys that need to look at themselves in this organization that, they clearly aren't putting in the full effort of what's necessary in order to win. If you told me Deshaun Watson's the quarterback of my football team for the next 10 years.
And there was Aaron Donald about inches away from safety.
Concerned about it.
There was Aaron Donald about inches away from bringing bringing up.
I'm still a little bit behind you, but I see it there. I'm with you. Good. That's a good play. I mean,
I told you.
That's how Los Angeles wins this game, right? Is that how they win this game?
Well, I already said that Aaron Donald is arguably the best defensive lineman in the NFL over the last 5 seasons.
I think he is the best defensive lineman in football over the last 5 seasons.
So, like you pair that into this is a divisional game, regardless if it's in Seattle or not, man. That they play tough football. They still have somebody they could take DK Metcalf away with. So, I mean, it really boils down to what we were talking about earlier this year, man. If Pete Carroll can get out of his own way and let this offense play to their strengths,
that's a Brian Schottenheimer problem because Brian Schottenheimer is the guy calling plays. How about that, Marty's son? You talk about Marty Ball. I mean, here we go. It's the next generation of it. But I'll say this: we talk about Donald. Not only is the best defensive tackle in football right now, I think he's the most dominant defensive tackle since Warren Sapp. Like, I think he impacts a game from the defensive tackle position unlike any player we've seen since Sapp.
There's 2.
Oh, again, I'm a little bit behind you, so I don't know what we're talking about. Oh, he just got another sack? Okay. Now I see. Yeah, that's.
Well, I was sitting there. I've been listening all day. Everyone's sitting there. Seattle. I'm like, do y'all forget that? Do y'all forget that playoff football comes down to defense?
Look, that's
and last I remember, as bad as the Rams' offense has been, they still got some players on the other side of the football.
Tell me that doesn't remind you of Warren Sapp in his prime. I mean, he just dominated a one-on-one battle there and just kicked that dude's ass to get to the quarterback.
What's up, Bryce?
Like, he's not just winning; he's kicking ass. Yeah, if he can win battles like that it's going to be hard for Seattle to move the ball.
Exactly. Listen. Especially
why not double team?
But especially when you think about it like this, when the way to take him away from it is run the ball, which is not their strength, which is not what is have them winning games, which is have them being explosive as an offense. It's going down the field and making plays with DK Metcalf, which you can't do that when you have Aaron Donald in your face, which you're not really going to be able to win a whole lot of when you have Jalen Ramsey covering him a good portion of the time. I don't think he's going to be doing one-on-one with them the whole game, if to my knowledge, but it's a tall order to ask, regardless, especially when as last I remember, Seattle hasn't been playing lights-out football the last 5 weeks. Did I miss something?
They've been hot and cold, yeah. I mean, I don't know.
But the Rams have more physical reasons why that they haven't been as well than Seattle does.
Yeah, Seattle is healthy. They've just kind of been
the injury thing, the inconsistency at quarterback is why the Rams are a wild card team, not a divisional winner. This is why we're in Seattle, not in LA.
That's what I think of that Jared Goff throw.
Yeah, that was nasty. I was like, ugh. I didn't want to say anything. I was waiting to get your reaction. But we didn't really get into it, and we'll get back to the football here in a second. But we have to touch on it. The Sixers were real hot going into last week's show, and they continued most of the week. We suffered a loss, looked a little flat. Then the news came out after the game that Seth Curry had indeed been tested positive for COVID, and we're looking at a good portion of the team had been put in protocols or whatever, and they literally kind of cheated the system today to get the game to go off because they're dressing Scott, even though he's injured, but he's just not going to play for whatever reason. I mean, this is pure greed and money at its finest in 2021. Agree to disagree, my friend.
I mean, well, I thought it was an OG move. What a savage move by Doc Rivers. Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons, let's be honest, the reason they're not playing today is because the Sixers tried to pull a fast one. According to NBA rules, you got to have 8 active players on your roster in order for a game to go off. Well, with Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid officially inactive because of injury, the Sixers have 7 active players.
Oh, yeah.
So, according to my knowledge of how NBA rules work, that game wasn't supposed to be able to go off. But, I'm not surprised that the league's found a way to make it happen.
This is greeted at its finest. It should have not have happened, and the fact that if players from Denver wind up having issues because of the things that happened today, this is a mess, man. This is one of those things where you think just postpone it, reschedule it, move it around. Something you're gonna have to do something, or you got to do one of these things where they may have to do a day-night something. I don't know. You guys have to figure something out. There's no reason we should have watched the 76ers play the Denver Nuggets tonight. I don't care. And regardless if they won or lost, a lot of us had kind of already felt that with the way they played the night before, that this was looking like an L as it was anyway. So why are we even having this discussion?
How about this catch by Lockett?
While
getting interfered with, he makes this one-handed catch. Well, I'll tell you what. If Kyler Lockett can make plays like that all day, it doesn't matter what Jalen Ramsey's doing on fucking DK Metcalf, because that's indefensible right there.
Yeah, it just got him out of a bad situation because they were about to be in trouble.
1-on-1, getting interfered with, and just throw a ball up, no separation. Gotta love it when your receiver's able to pull in a one-handed catch, huh? Jeez.
Well, gotta love it when you have a quarterback like
Wilson
like
that can make
Wilson.
that throw and give you a chance.
So Bryce asked someone, Bryce, I am not in the camp of not trading down and getting more picks. I don't unless the guy that you want goes before you pick. Yes, we should absolutely trade down and get more capital. We have to fix this team. And just staying at 6 isn't going to help.
See, I disagree with you completely, and I'm with Bryce completely. I guess I agree with your point on we need as much help as possible with this team.
Well, yeah, but here's the thing. If your guy isn't at 6, then you should move.
I disagree. Because at 6, I don't give a fuck who Howie's guy is. I really don't give a fuck.
I don't
give a fuck.
I don't care how he should be involved in this process at all. I don't care if he's anywhere near the war room, the draft room, the people in the what we see in DC. The Eagles fans should do that. Then rip Howie Roseman out of the front office if he's freaking left to be kept here to do more drafting. It should not happen under any circumstance. Should not happen anymore.
I'll play your game.
Not. Huh? What happened?
So Howie's not the GM and John Dorsey's making the pick. Anywho, whoever the fuck John Dorsey's fucking guy is, I don't give a fuck who the guy is. Because at 6, there shouldn't be one guy. You shouldn't be like, that's my guy. There's going to be a good chance when we pick at 6, those 4 or 5 guys on the board that are impact players that can step in, can make an impact, and play at a high level right the fuck away. Whether that's Jamar Chase, Devontae Smith, Michael Parsons.
We have other
Patrick
issues even
Surtain.
before we get to the draft. We have to address. We have a coaching staff we have to revamp. We have to see who.
Listen, I'm operating under the idea right now, after what happened Tuesday, that Howie Roseman's going to be my GM, Doug Peterson's going to be my head coach, and apparently we're going to hire an offensive coordinator. Now, whether or not that changes, I don't know. You know me, I wanted everybody fucking gone to begin with. We're just going to sit here and flounder around for another fucking year, win another 5 games next year, and we're just going to put ourselves even further behind the 8 ball because we decided to wait before we moved on. But I'm not making the decisions. What it looks like, they're going to go on with Doug, they're going to go on with Howie, and best case scenario is we get somebody that's a legit offensive coordinator and Doug's no longer in charge of the offense. But to me, maybe that's just irrelevant. Maybe we should just keep it simple and say, I don't give a fuck who's making the draft pick. The reason I like picking at number 6, and the reason I said this over the final few weeks, before the year ended, was I need to have as many guys on the board as possible that I feel like you can't fuck this up. You know what I'm saying? Like, picking at 21, there's a lot of chances to fuck that up. Yeah, you could hit. but I've really got to be like, I've got to really trust the guy making the pick to feel like I'm hitting at 21. At 6, I mean, my dog could probably make the fucking pick. You know what I'm saying? Like just pull a name out of a fucking hat. And at this point, we might be in okay shape. If Chase, if Devontae Smith, if Patrick Surtain, if Michael Parsons, if all fucking 4 of them are on the board at that point at 6, hell, just pick somebody. It don't fucking matter. Go with any. Just like I said, pick one of the 4 names out of a fucking hat and go with it. Because all 4 of them probably step in and they play at a high level right away for you. And that's all I need, because we don't have any young talent on this team that I look at and go, that guy's a stud. I look at a lot of the young talent and say, that guy's a nice player. But being a nice player doesn't take
don't know,
me,
man.
it only takes
Jordan,
me so far.
I think Jordan
right?
Mailata's kind of won over a lot of the fans in this city this past season.
He could become a stud, but you don't look at him and say, stud. You look at him and go,
well, he's somebody who was he learned this sport in, what, 3-4 years?
Sure. And I don't disagree with you. Like, Jalen Reagor could become a stud. We don't know. Mailata could become a stud. We don't know. Sanders could become that stud that we all think he could be.
Can we sit there and say,
don't know. Like,
I thought it was,
it's a lot.
Wait. I gotta call you out, brother. You're sitting there saying Jalen Reagor could be a stud. You just told me he was a glorified punt returner last week. What happened?
We don't know. From what I've seen with Jalen Reagor, I don't see that. But we don't know, right? Here's one I need to ask you then. Here's what I need to ask you then, right? If you don't know, then is wide receiver still on the board at 6? Oh yeah, no, and I've said this. At 6, if Chase, Devontae Smith, and Patrick Surtain are on the board, I'm happy with any of them. But I prefer one of the 2 wide receivers because we do not have a single offensive player that I look at and go, playmaker. That's a guy that's enough of a playmaker. He can change a game like that. And I think Jamar Chase and Devontae Smith both have shown the ability. You know, Devontae Smith's dominated at the SEC. I hate this idea. We did this last year. We overthought the Jefferson thing, right? I hear people talk about, oh, he's only 175 pounds, or he's only this, or he's only that, or he's not this, and he's not that. I just watched the dude all fucking year at the SEC dominate the top competition at the college level. I know the guy can fucking play.
So I gotta ask you. How about that?
On my team that can play.
How about that Rams defense?
I mean, they're good. Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
You just seen that, right?
You know, we knew they were good. Sure. You know, but you talk about the Rams defense, and that's what gets me excited about, a Patrick Surtain type. As much as I would love the idea of an offensive playmaker, you know what?
No, and I'm with you.
What kind of makes up for not having that?
We need the other guy next to Slay. We need the other guy next to Slay.
Well, I'll say this.
Listen, if we're staying at 6 and Patrick's, I want the cornerback.
If Surtain's there,
I want the cornerback.
He's probably my guy. But as I said last year, I'm not pigeonholing myself, and by that I mean when I say pigeonhole.
I know. Just be like stuck on one position.
One option. Right? Yeah. Don't limit your options. You're picking 6 with the idea of maybe 4 or 5 guys that are there that can all step in and be, Pro Bowl level players for you, right? I don't want to just say I'm drafting Surtain if he's there because. Okay, well, I don't want to say anything because I want to keep my options.
Well, I'm just saying that this is like this is me. This is who I want.
We just need to hit, and that's the bottom line with it. You can't fuck this one up.
Well, no, I'll double back off of that one. He has to hit everyone from 1 to at least 4 in the next 3 to 4 years.
You need to get a few different guys out of each draft class for the next few years. Yeah, like you've got to have at least 3 or 4 guys come out of each draft class that are like, hey, that guy's now a starter for us type of thing. Like that's what you need out of this, And that's it. And we've said it for long enough. That's what good organizations do.
I already said. You go, and reason why a lot of Philadelphia Eagles fans feel the way they do is just you go look at the last few draft classes. You take away Jordan Mailata, you take away Carson Wentz, you take away Goddard, and you take away Miles Sanders, and you look at them draft classes and tell me how does that not make you sickening as just a sports fan to hell with being an Eagles fan.
for me, I think it's less about that. I'm eating some McDonald's. Excuse me if anybody hears me chewing. The girlfriend bought some food. I needed some food. I'm sorry. Don't judge me too hard.
That's what I'll be doing after I get off of here in another 30 minutes or so.
I think for me, it's just more about the big picture with all of it. You know, you can only hide the fact that, like, you don't have talent for so long, right? Like, you could do some things with the way you build your football team to kind of, you know, hide or maybe camouflage the fact that camouflage is a good word, right? You can camouflage the fact that you don't have playmakers. You've got a bunch of solid players.
Now,
you've got a bunch of good players. But at some point, it's going to catch up to you, and we see it around the league. Every single team around football that you look at and go, that team is a team that you look at and say they're a contender. They have a chance to go win a Super Bowl. They all have playmakers. You got to have playmakers at some point, and that's both sides of the football. And that's why I talk about the Surtain thing where I'm saying, you know, if you ask me, yeah, I want a stud wide receiver just because it's been so long since we had one, right? It's literally, you got to go back to when Terrell Owens was here to say we had a legitimate number one wide receiver, right?
Because even you go look at it, like even when we drafted Macklin, even when we had Deshaun, they weren't number ones. They were nice pieces.
Nice pieces that fit well together with an offense. But you would never look at either one of them and say legitimate number one receiver, right?
Well, I mean,
so I would love the idea of a legitimate number one. But Patrick Surtain's also a playmaker. And when you have Slay on one side, Surtain on the other, you know what can make up for the fact that you don't really have playmakers on the offensive side of the football? Is having a couple on the defensive side of the football that all of a sudden even things out for you in a hurry. And I like that idea. But, you know, like, you know, if the idea of having an offensive playmaker, like if the guy's there, take it. Like we've sat here and bitched for how many years straight about the fact that we don't have that guy offensively that you look at outside of the quarterback position and go, yeah, what a go-to guy that guy is. I trust him in crunch time. I need a play to happen. That's my go-to guy. We don't have that guy.
I mean,
we just don't.
And
you know,
Zach Ertz was a guy like that for a few. Zach Ertz had about 2 or 3 years where he was that guy.
Sure, he was that guy. Yeah, I'm with you. Absolutely, he was that guy. But he's not.
But no, the miles caught up real quick.
Sure, you know, and we knew that was going to happen.
And I'm not going to fault him on that, and I'm not going to fault him on whatever happens this offseason. And you know, obviously, his removal from this team is probably going to weigh into their plans going into the draft, free agency, etc. Because I think that they think they're good with Goddard and Richards.
And they probably look at it and say we can draft another tight end, 4th, 5th, 6th round somewhere, and we have apparently our offense. The one
Listen,
thing you can say
at this point in time, if you get a 2nd round draft pick for Zach Ertz, take it. If you get one, take it.
Yeah. You know, and the one thing, I mean, we bitch about the offense. We know that tight ends at least are designed to perform in the offense, right? I mean, Richard Rodgers comes in as a fucking cast-off from Green Bay. I mean, hell, he can't play with Aaron Rodgers anymore. That's how bad he's supposed to be at football. You stink so bad Aaron Rodgers doesn't want you. You must stink pretty bad. He steps into this offense and hell.
He doesn't drop a damn thing. All he does is catch balls.
You're like, hey, like this guy's actually making plays. Like, holy shit, that guy's catching the football, getting first down, scoring touchdowns. So it seems like we have an offense, at least if there's the one position you look at offensively and say, hey, what's a position we do a really good job?
There you go, brother. You knew this was going to come at some point in time. You just had a Bills win. They still have to do what they have to do. They have to play 4 quarters of football at them, and they still have to take care of business against Kansas City. Andy Reid does well in the playoffs. You can't take that.
They might have to. Yeah, I don't know who they play next week now.
Listen, that defense, if that defense can hold the Chiefs to under what?
Is that who they play next week? Are they playing Kansas City?
I don't know, but that's the team. That's the team they got to beat if they're gonna want to. You're talking about Super Bowl.
I disagree because
they have to get out of their conference first, Adam, before we talk about Super Bowl.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, the Steelers train wrecked them earlier this year. You know, so I don't. You know, can they beat Pittsburgh? I don't know. Can they beat Kansas City? I don't know. Can they beat Baltimore? I don't know.
Yeah, they're home next week, so yeah, they don't. They get one. I guess either one of the winners tomorrow.
Pittsburgh,
probably.
Baltimore, Cleveland, somebody like that. They're going to get.
So they're in the conference championship. That's what I'm saying. They're going to have to probably play the Chiefs, and they're going to have to go down the Arrowhead and beat Andy Reid and them there. It's Adam. It's up to your defense, man. If your defense can keep them under 27 points, then yes. I mean, and here's the thing, Adam. Like people don't. I was a big fan of those Jim Kelly and them teams. You know, I love Thurman Thomas. You know, Darryl Talley, Bruce Smith, and all them guys. BB. Oh my God, he said the BBs. Remember when he left and went to Green Bay? Won a
Super Bowl in Green Bay
with Brett Favre for his first run.
Finally got it. Like it had to be such a good feeling for him to be like, thank God, Jesus Christ.
Oh man, but yeah, I mean, I'm with you, Adam. Yeah, that they look good. You know, I don't know if you've been tuning in here the last few weeks, but you definitely get some Buffalo Bills love over here. You got some Josh Allen supporters over here.
I'll be the one to break your heart. Steven's done enough fluffing. Okay, they could barely beat the Colts today. They probably should have lost that game. Okay.
It's playoff football, and listen,
they're
man.
They're lucky that Phillip Rivers is like 55 years old and working on like kid number 15. Okay, I mean, let's listen. I was disappointed by the Bills today, and Steven is talking about like I was one of those people that was high on the Bills over the past few weeks coming into the playoffs. I thought they finished the year strong. I was really high on them, and Steven will even tell you as of last week, I had them as who's the team in the AFC that's the biggest threat to Kansas City? It's Buffalo. I don't know if Buffalo's my biggest threat to Kansas City anymore. I don't know if there is a threat to Kansas City. I think it's Kansas City, and then I think Buffalo, Pittsburgh, Baltimore, Cleveland, they're kind of all in that same category. Like, Kansas City's the best team in football. Let's just be honest. They're the best team in football.
Yeah, they are the best.
Doesn't mean they can't be beat. But this idea of is Buffalo on the no? Buffalo's not on the level.
No,
Buffalo's
man.
it's
up to the defenses. If you have the right defense, anything can happen in playoff football.
Sure, they're gonna have to win the turnover battle, but that's what I'm talking about. They've got to play a perfect football game, right? Like Buffalo, like Kansas City. I feel like Kansas City can make a couple mistakes. They can still win that football game. Kansas City doesn't have to play a perfect football game to beat Buffalo. Buffalo has to play a perfect football game to beat Kansas City. And that's just hard to do, especially on the road.
It is.
And for the record, I'd much rather see Kansas City, Green Bay, a rematch of Super Bowl number 1. I'd much rather see that than see Buffalo in the Super Bowl at all. Like, fuck that. Let's be honest. Like,
well, and let's be honest. I think what we're looking at here in the NFC is probably going to be an Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady NFC Championship.
That would be fun. And then, it would also be fun to see Mahomes against Aaron Rodgers in the Super Bowl when you almost have one of these moments where either it's kind of the old trusty veteran that's kind of getting the last laugh and winning his ring, and this is kind of his, his going out party, going away party, or it's a passing of the torch moment, and you've got, the new young stud that we all know is going to be, the big time quarterback, the best quarterback in football.
Mr. Cthulhu, I think you missed the whole first half of that game because up until the last two minutes that they weren't playing very well.
I mean,
you gotta play. You're not gonna be able to play like that against Kansas City. You're not gonna be able to play.
It shows how good of a team they are, I guess, to be able to overcome all that and still win today. But that's what I'm talking about. They play that type of way against Kansas City, and that game.
They better listen. They better go back. They better go back in. They better go clean it up this week, because if not, they won't be talking about AFC Championship. They're going to be talking about where we going on vacation.
They play that game. If they play like they did today next week against, say, Pittsburgh. I don't think they beat Pittsburgh next week playing like they did today. So they got to clean a lot of things up. But at the same time, to be fair, right? You've got a kid in Josh Allen in his first career playoff start. Sean McDermott, his first career playoff game as a head coach. A lot of things there where you're like, okay, I'll give you, the benefit of the doubt and say, oh, well, they didn't play a perfect football game. Okay, well, it's Sean McDermott's never been the head coach in a playoff game before. Josh Allen's never started in a playoff game before. Those things matter.
Well, no, on the other, no, there's and also the familiarity with the McDermott and Reich. People tend to forget about that too.
Is there familiarity there?
Whoa, bomb. Yeah, there's familiarity. What do you mean?
Ugh, that was underthrown and it still got.
And he still got it. Oh, that's an ill bomb.
McDermott and Reich. Where's the familiarity there? Just because they're both in the AFC or what?
Wasn't here in Philly, right?
Not together, they weren't. No,
but just like in that, like not at the same exact time. Just sitting there saying like they're familiar with one another.
I mean, I guess they know who each other's are. I mean, I don't know if I'm buying like the idea that like because they both. To me, that's. I disagree. I guess that's to me that's just something that's like they know who each other's are because they both maybe respect each other as good head coaches in football. But outside of that, like there's no connection there that makes me say this guy knows that guy and he knows his ins and outs.
The first jitters. Yeah, there was no first jitters. By the way, that was Allen's second playoff game. Forgot about last year against Texans.
Did he really? I did. I didn't. I forgot the Bills made the playoffs last year. I guess. Goes to show how unmemorable that fucking game was. Good Lord. The Bills really made the playoffs last year. Now I feel so stupid. Like.
I guess Zach has to wear his dunce hat of the day. He made the good. We had the sound bite of the day with the.
Okay, well then you know what, Steven? There's no excuse then. Y'all played in the playoff game last year. No excuse for you to come out at home and just
remember Adams throwing it on there. They blew a huge lead in that game to the Texans too. So
yeah, well, some things never
change. Started off hot in that one.
I still really don't understand this. Can somebody please try to explain this to me? If Jared Goff was healthy enough to suit up and be active and actually be on the sideline, how in the hell was he not healthy enough to start this football game?
Like I said, he's getting the Carson Wentz treatment out there in LA. And we're about to see if the Rams are going to retake the lead here and go up.
Matt Gay from what
39.
39 yards away.
Yes, sir. 6-3 with 7:51 remaining in the second.
Yeah, you got it. 6-3. Whoop-de-doo. So, Seattle. Yeah, it's clear that it looks like LA. To their credit, the way they game plan this game is that hey, our defense has to win us this football game, and that's what they're shooting for. Is they knew they weren't going to be able to just go out and score Seattle. Probably either way. I mean, Goff. He's better than what's it in the backup, but he's got a broken thumb in the
here's the other thing you got to think about. Here we go again. Another wild card weekend, and here we go again. Seattle is taking out another quarterback. I mean, it could be just a unique coincidence.
I will say that was kind of a soft hit. I don't want to like Carson got fucking speared in the top.
Yeah, in the back of the head. In the back of the head. This was like more straightforward.
Like okay, I get it.
He just got popped and maybe has a little bit of a
just a legitimate football hit and walked off the field like his mom had just beat the shit out of him. Like I don't know, he didn't look there. It looked like his mom had just punched him in the mouth. Your mom punched him out like 12 years old, and you were like, God.
You questioning that kid's heart. You questioning that kid's heart. That's sad.
No, I'm not questioning his heart. He just might not have he doesn't understand what it's like to, hey, it's one thing to get hit at the Division II level. It's another thing to get hit at the NFL level. Like, there's two different things, God damn. Some people aren't, they're just not built to take shots at this level. I don't know if he's built to take shots at this level. Shit was soft. I'm just saying.
And we were talking about the AFC, so we're getting we're gonna get the rematch, tomorrow. The Baltimore and Tennessee, right?
Well, you get Pittsburgh and Cleveland and Baltimore and Tennessee, right? So Pittsburgh and Cleveland, that's a rematch from last week. Pittsburgh or Baltimore and Tennessee, that's a rematch of last year. So, listen, Tennessee's going to be hard to beat. And, maybe we need to reconsider this. If there's who's the biggest threat to Kansas City? Well, you know what really, really puts in check a dominant offense is the ability to win the time of possession and control the clock. And Tennessee, more than any team left in the playoffs, has a running back, obviously, that can dominate a football game, right? And if Derrick Henry can run for 200 yards against Kansas City, they might be. So you're onto something there with Cleveland, but I think I like Tennessee more all the way around.
They're more of a complete team.
Plays better
they're a more trusted commodity that you could trust to kind of make that statement. By having Brable, Tannehill is a guy who can run that offense, and Derrick Henry is definitely a guy who could take over a game and just grind a defense. Then
they're going to put 8 guys in the box and try to stop Henry, right? If they do that, Tannehill's shown the ability to beat you down the field.
And last I checked, he does have a pretty good receiver in A.J. Brown. Did I miss that?
He's got a couple good receivers.
Yeah.
Corey Davis, A.J. Brown. There's a couple good ones, right? Cleveland obviously has a good roster too, but I think if you just compare the two teams, obviously both teams struggle. They're nowhere near the same team that they are. If they're running the ball well, they're both really, really good. You take away their running game, they both are a lot less than they were before. But I think Tennessee is better without the running game than Cleveland. I feel like if you take away Cleveland's running game and say, Baker, you have to beat me with your arm. Hard. If you take away Tennessee's running game a little bit and say, hey, Tannehill, you got to go beat me with your arm. I think Tennessee's better off to be able to beat you in that situation because Tannehill also has the legs to go along with the arm to kind of make up for all that. You take Derrick Henry out of Tennessee's offense a little bit, they still can keep up and they can still score some points. They can still do some things offensively where, they still might be okay. If you shut down Cleveland's running game completely, they can't even beat the Jets. So that's where I'm a little bit scared about the idea of Cleveland. If Cleveland's running the ball well, they're as good as any team in football. But you take away their running game and all of a sudden the Jets beat them. So I can't.
Well,
I think Tennessee has a better chance to make the run.
And then even when we're looking at tomorrow, it's kind of it's rough. We already know Tampa Bay is gonna run all over.
Well, that's tonight at 8:00, isn't it?
Oh, is it tonight? I thought it was tomorrow.
I think tonight at 8:00, 8:20. Oh wow! No way! Who's it? Ramsey? Is that Ramsey?
Nope. The other one.
Just jump that shit.
Pick 6, baby.
Wow.
There's the.
You tell me they didn't sniff that one out. He had that shit read from the.
I already said I like the Rams in this game, and
he had that shit read from the get-go. Look at this shit. I mean, how does Wilson? Oh, he missed the block. All right, well, I see. Okay, well,
no, he missed the block. Yeah. Whoever the other receiver is missed the rub. He missed the rub. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can't. That whole play is set up by the rub, and he just totally whiffed. That's bad. Yeah, I mean, that's got to execute. Wow, that's a big time play though.
See, they can keep this momentum if you get. See, this is the thing about playoff football. You can make these plays happen, but you gotta keep playing. You can't just let. Oh man, that's rough. Right through them. Through them.
Yeah, that's just a really, really bad effort by Patrick Swain. I mean, he didn't. That's not even close. He was late out of the break. He didn't get there in time, and then he let the guy drive right through. Look at McVay.
What's up, Ryan? Hey man, that's playoff football right there, man. You can't let that stuff happen, man.
Mistakes like that are what lose you. That's what decides football games in the playoffs, right? It's a simple play. We've got a screen pass set up. Your one job is make the block. Can't miss the block. He missed the block.
And it winds up being 6 points the other way.
How it goes.
Like I said, still early. You still got the better part of 2.5 quarters to play. So
yeah, I mean it's until I see. Here's the one thing is I haven't seen Los Angeles show the ability from an offensive I don't know if their offense can beat Seattle. Now, great turnovers obviously help, but until their offense shows the ability to go toe to toe, I still like Seattle's chances to come back in this game. But we were talking about the Tampa Washington game. How about Chase Young coming out and calling out Tom Brady? How about, and Mr. Brady, like, I'm ready for you, like, I'm coming for you type of thing. Like, that could go one of two ways. But I think Tom Brady, knowing who Tom Brady is, and we've seen who Tom Brady is.
What's your betting picks for the Super Bowl now?
Kansas City, Green Bay.
Can't really disagree with that.
It's just we're with you. The two best teams
we're with you, Ted. We're with you here in Philadelphia with that one, Ted. Go Seattle all day long. Fuck them.
Yeah, I don't know. It's.
I like the Rams tonight.
Okay. But
here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Chase Young calling out Brady. Are you a fan of that or not?
I mean, you do what you got to do to make to get your teammates to be confident in the situation. They're a young team. They're a young team. They could just get on a roll in that game, and that could just be.
I'll tell you what. Chase Young has the ability to single-handedly dominate a game defensively. Say he has 3 sacks and 10 tackles or something. You're like, hey, all of a sudden, I like their chances to keep that game close, but. Obviously it doesn't just go one of two ways. Brady could come out and dominate, and then Chase Young looks really, really stupid. But say Chase Young comes out and dominates, and he's the one playing his ass off. It doesn't matter how the game goes. Tampa could win a close game. Tampa could win if Chase Young comes out and backs up all this talk. I mean, this is one of those moments where you look at. I like the kid's mocks. I actually like the fact that he comes out and says this because, let's be honest, he could not say a damn word. Washington and everybody could be silent the whole week, and nobody thinks Washington's going to beat Tom Brady and beat Tampa Bay. Nobody. Like, nobody. I don't even, everybody's picking Tampa to win this game.
We're with you there, Gator. I mean, we
think Washington's getting blown out. But that's my point. That's my point. That's why this is such a good move by Chase Young. Because we all
he doesn't lose anything. It doesn't hurt him
right?
anything. It doesn't hurt him personally. It doesn't hurt the team. Doesn't do anything. But if he balls out, it has 8 tackles, 2 sacks, and a forced fumble. Guess what?
Yeah.
He won. He won.
Yeah. I think that's my point, Steven. You nailed it. Right? It's like nothing bad can come of this if you're Chase Young and the Redskins. Nobody thinking you guys are going to win this shit. Nobody thinks the Washington football team's beating Tampa. Like Gator said, everybody thinks Washington's getting blown out. So if you're Chase Young and you come out with a little bit of mocks and run your mouth a little bit, and then you come out and back it up, woo. Now you just got to.
Here's the thing: they win if they make it a close game. A close game. They don't. You
want to know why? Want to know why I agree with that, Steven? Because I think that if they get to the second, say they get to the fourth quarter, if it's a 3-point game, a one possession game,
a 1-score game, yeah.
Oh yeah, a 1-score game. In any way, as they get to the fourth quarter, I think Washington feels is like, hey, we've got them where we want them. Like we're in the driver's seat now because nobody thought this game was going to be close at this point. And they're the ones that are kind of a little bit worried because they're all of a sudden like they're stressing a little bit. If Tampa is if it's a close game going into the fourth quarter, I think Tampa's all of a sudden like, damn, what the fuck do we have to do, to break this game open? Like, I don't think Tampa's going into this game thinking, they're going to be a little bit nervous and a little bit uptight, and they're going to have their assholes puckered a little bit fucking too tight if it gets to the fourth quarter and this game's all of a sudden a 1-score game and Washington's right there. Because then you're a little bit scared if you're Tom Brady and the idea that Chase Young gets to
obviously
punch you in the mouth.
And then obviously I don't even have to talk about the Saints and Bears. I already know how you feel about that, right?
Trubisky's playing, right?
Yeah, I know, right?
Bears win.
Oh, they just answered right back.
Just to troll people.
Just answered right back.
There it is. Got it. Metcalf, see ya. Touchdown. Yeah, it was. Well, what's not a good sign there is you saw Metcalf running behind 2 linebackers. How the hell did 2 linebackers end up on DK Metcalf? 41 and 51, you might be able to combine the two of them, and I don't think they can keep up with DK Metcalf. Oh, look. Yeah, he scrambled away, and then Metcalf broke away from the route. Yep. No, that's where if you're Los Angeles,
you get broken plays like that, and that's all that happens.
Yeah. This is broken, and Metcalf is smart enough to look. I love his awareness there. He looked at 41 and 51 and realized what it was. I've got two linebackers. If I just get behind them, I'm gone. He knew right away. You could see him look at him and go, okay, just go straight down the field. That's just being one. It's being like aware of what of having a good football IQ, and two, it's understanding the game situation and who your quarterback is. We don't have any of that on our wide receiver corps. That doesn't exist here in Philly, Steven.
Yeah, man. It's listen, and it's why this fan base is so mad, because he should be wearing. This guy should be wearing different colors, man. It's sad.
Well, let's just be honest, okay? Because we talked about the draft earlier. I think those are the things that hurt me more. We talked about needing 3 or 4 starters each draft in the next couple of years. I don't even know if it's that. Like, we could sit here and go back and look at all the drafts over the last 5 years and look at every single player that was a miss. But if you would have taken the right players at the right times that ended up being hits, we wouldn't even sit here and focus on the misses. Like, if you take DK Metcalf instead of J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, we're not even focusing on the fact that there's only one player from the 2017 draft still on our roster, right? Like, those things become so much more like you just move on from it. If you just don't make a bad miss, like, how do you – let's be honest, Steven. How do you look at DK Metcalf and you stand him up next to J.J. Arcega-Whiteside and say, okay, both of you take your shirts off, both of you go run routes, both of you go catch the football, like – and how do you sit there and look at both of them side by side and decide that J.J. Arcega-Whiteside is the better player? How the hell do you decide that Umbrella Boy is better than the freak of nature?
That right here's the comment of the afternoon, right?
Could have had Kamara, sure. Yeah, that's my point with the DK. Kamara, Cook, those are good points. But the DK and Jefferson point is the two biggest, right? You could have drafted DK over Arcega-Whiteside, and then you could have drafted Jefferson over Jalen Reagor. If you do those two things, hell, I don't even think we're talking about Howie Roseman and how bad he is at drafting.
There's one right there. Because not just that, dude. Can you imagine a backfield with Kamara?
Okay. But that's when we're being ridiculous using hindsight, because at the time, Sidney Jones was considered the best defensive back in the draft, and you were getting who you thought was supposed to be the best defensive back in the draft in the second round. That wasn't a bad pick at the time. In hindsight, obviously, we'd rather have Alvin Kamara. But this is where you've got to be fair. Right? We did that with years with Brandon Graham, right? And said, oh, we should have taken Earl Thomas over Brandon Graham. Now you look at that pick and you say, hey, Brandon Graham was the better pick there. He's still playing at a high level. Earl Thomas isn't even in the league, right? So that's a little unfair. Like, be fair about it. There's plenty of things to rip Howie about. That's probably not one of them. But to sit there and rip him about taking J.J. Arcega-Whiteside over DK Metcalf,
all done.
Completely fair. To rip him about taking Jalen Reagor over Justin Jefferson, completely fair. Like, there's just no way to defend the guy, with those two types of picks. It's just not. The QB Factory comments, not defensible. Like, you literally took a quarterback in Clayton Thorson in the fucking Clayton Thornton, whatever the fuck his name was, in the 4th round or whatever it was. Back in 2018, 2019, and the dude's not even on your roster anymore, and you want to come out with the comments after, we're a quarterback factory. No, you're a quarterback controversy factory. That's what you are. You missed the word in there, Howie.
Basically, since 2017, that's what we've been.
That's what you're not a quarterback factory. You're a quarterback.
We got the last few minutes here, and again, I'm sorry, my friend, we didn't get to the baseball again.
Yeah.
We'll get to it in the next few weeks.
Plenty of time to get there. We'll have plenty of time.
We'll get to it in the next few weeks. But
does he step out here? No, he's clean. Touchdown.
But just so you guys know, we just did pass 50K likes here on Facebook. Didn't get quite the activity I wanted this week, so I'll say it again. Next week, we're gonna do something between me and Zach. We'll pick the most creative comment, best comment, or whatever, and I'm gonna give this signed Vinny Panzian's a glove away to one of our listeners in appreciation to the 50K likes on Facebook. Also, we're gonna be working out some things when we hit that next milestone on YouTube. I think it's 4K.
So we're gonna have 2 next week, right?
Well, hopefully we'll be giving 2 away next week. I mean, it'd be nice.
Well, we're gonna have one guy that wins the signed boxing glove, and then the other guy who ends up being the loser just gets like a signed.
Like that's
like
the thing.
left testicle or something.
I just want whoever's the most active, whoever gets our attention through the comments and the chats. That's how me and Zach are gonna want to pick in the winner. And you have to convince us.
I'm gonna go by which comments. I'm gonna go by which comment I like the most. So be careful next week, okay? You come in here with your stupid comments, you're gonna be disqualified early on.
Gator, no, he did.
Gator Country.
This
Gator
season
Country.
was a totally different other thing.
Let me ask you something, Gator, because I know you're not from the Philadelphia area with a name like Gator Country. You might be down here in my area, like Florida or something stupid like that. But yeah, I mean, did he not set records last year?
Yeah.
Did he not?
Yes.
Set NFL records, franchise records. Like it's unfair.
You can get back to Gator in 1 second.
Here and say
Ted,
he hasn't played at a high level since 2017.
Ted, just so you know, it's Vinny Panzianza signed glove.
Panzianza. What's Steven, in your opinion, what's the most famous fight Vinny's known for? Like
it has to
fight
be
that you probably look at and say, what was his best fight?
It has to be the Durant fight.
The Durant fight.
Yeah, it was after he came back, he broke his neck, all that, comes back and gets set in there with Roberto Duran.
It's kind of offensive, Ted. I think it's kind of offensive. You know what? You're disqualified, Ted. How about that? Like you're lucky Vinny isn't here, man. Vinny would be ready.
He doesn't need to run. He doesn't need to run me. Doesn't matter.
And I disagree with that too. See, this is what these people. First of all, he was never fast. He was just big and strong and physical. Hey, I love Howard Stern. I'm a Howard Stern wannabe, Ted.
Exactly.
Ted, I love you, bro. Like you're like our whack pack. You know, Howard Stern has members of the whack pack. This is our whack pack right here.
Come on,
we love you guys.
Anybody who's in anywhere from their 40s to mid 30s said they didn't tune into Howard Stern or didn't admire him in some way is fucking lying. But again, guys,
Ted, you've got to understand something. You'll learn something real quick here, Ted. I'm a ball buster. Like everything I say is in an effort to bust people's balls. Like I'm not serious. You take me serious, that's a you problem and not a me problem, because everybody knows what my deal is. I'm trying to stir the pot. I'm trying to push buttons, and I'm trying to get a reaction.
Gator knows it's Vinny Paz, so
there you go.
It's all right, Ted. It doesn't matter what Zach had to say. I'm not going to exclude you from the giveaway next week. Don't worry.
Yeah, Ted, I don't even know who you are, but that's why I'm busting your balls. Like if you've tuned in before, awesome. If this is your first time, awesome. Trust me. Like anything I say, especially on the air here live,
take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, you just shake your head and laugh and roll your eyes at it, because that's all it really is designed for.
Well, we could also disagree with that. Like he had some of his best performances when Vinny weighed up Gator. So
yeah, this Gator this guy likes to debate, huh? I like this guy.
We're on a agree to disagree. This is what we're here for.
You tell Gator that the sky's blue, he's going to respond back with the fact that it's green. Like this guy, yeah, he'll argue anything with you.
Well, as long as we're all having fun and doing it in the same manner that we always do it. Again, make sure you guys are tuning in next week. Vinny Paz glove being given away. Make sure you're locked into us on all the platforms. Especially start heading over to YouTube, people. Make sure you guys head over there, because we are going to be working on a lot of things over there over the rest of the year. Ted has a response for you as well. Other than that, we're going to have some more guests lined up here for you. I don't have anything lined up this week. I already have another bare knuckle boxer lined up for the 23rd. Might get a few more depending on how the announcements work out in the next few weeks with who else is going to be on the card outside of the headliners there. I think Zach is going for another urine break, because he's pounding his drink like it's nobody's business. Yeah, but where was Vinny at that point in time? Like, this is, some of the things we talk about, Gator, especially when we talk about fighters at that end. Like, yeah, Roy Jones abused him, but Roy and Vinny are actually really good friends too, is the funny part. But listen, at the end, he was the guy just loved to fight, man. He wanted to fight the best in the world, and he kept going up, and I don't think he was he was really getting abused when he started to go up there, but it's one of those things. Those were the fun chances.
You know what, Ted? I think Beetlejuice died, unfortunately, which is sad. But yeah, Beetlejuice died last year, a couple years ago, I believe. But yeah, I mean exactly. That's what we need. We need our own A2D radio whack packers. That's exactly what we need here.
All right, guys, we're gonna wrap this one up. We'll be back next week again. Vinny Pass signed glove next week. Make sure you guys are tuning in to all the programming here on A2D. I'm sure you'll see Zach on some of the shows during the week because he likes to whore himself out.
I mean, hey, you got to make money somehow.
All right, fam. We love you. We'll see you next week, and make sure you stay tuned in. I believe we still have another 2 more shows tonight. I think you still have Kep's Corner and in this very ring, I believe, if they didn't move again. But see you guys next week. Peace.